I am Sarah. I read as Sora the Intuitive for Sky Messages by Sora. I am a tarot reader who specializes in past life readings. I also teach and mentor the tarot. I have two journals, one for learning the tarot and one for more learning yourself and deepening the connection with your deck. That one's a collaboration with Killer Pancake, who makes a couple of the decks I'll be reviewing. The reason I started this channel, and specifically this series, the tarot review series, is that I really want people to be able to have a connection. I want anyone who wants to do the tarot to be able to learn it. And a lot of times people get really frustrated because the first deck that they start using, they don't really connect with. And so I'm hoping that instead of getting frustrated or spending a lot of money on decks that they then realize they don't want, people can sort of start to learn what their style is, what theme they're looking for, what kind of imagery works for them, and help people find the right decks for them. I do believe that if there is a tarot deck out there, there is an audience for it. And if there is somebody who wants to learn, then there's definitely a deck for them. So this won't have star ratings. This won't be about what's good and bad. It'll be about the details, such as the guidebook, a level that it's good for, like basic to advanced. It will be, how close it is to the Rider-Waite or the Tarot de Marseille, or the Thoth for those who prefer that. And it will just give people a look and hopefully help them start to begin their journey. Or for those of us who have been on their journey for a while, but are thinking about new decks and testing out different things, give them a preview. So there are some of the decks behind me, but if there are any you're interested in, let me know. And let's get started. For this week's deck review, we are looking at the Tarot of the Haunted House. I originally borrowed this from somebody else to do this series, and I actually did already record one of these, but the sound quality is weird. It came out really strange. I recorded it like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I do still have it. I will put it up as a bonus probably for the patrons. But it was such a great deck that while I will not put the regular video up on the public YouTube channel, I really wanted it for myself, and was lucky enough to get it as a gift from somebody. That said, that is why this box is all beat up. I had it as my purse deck for a while before I finally went and got myself a wrap for it. Whoop. So, originally, this tuck box was in better shape. But it comes just fairly standard tuck box. It has a pretty standard guidebook that comes with it as well. Again, this was in better shape. But the cool thing is, while it does have the keywords, a little bit of background for the cards, it also tells the story of Raven. So Raven takes the place of the Fool. She is the Fool. She finds this haunted house. She doesn't know it's haunted at first. She finds this house. She gets enchanted by the people inside and then figures out what's going on and has to escape. It's a fun little layer that gets added on here. And it follows very closely to the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition while still adding their own touch. So like you can see here, instead of the Adam and Eve and the people getting married, it's more passionate, but also there's Raven checking in. That's the Lover's card. So you see a lot more haunted house imagery, but they still follow very much along the Rider-Waite-Smith lines. The suits are what I think of as the standard, as are the court cards. But you see the court cards have little symbols to remind you. So the pages have the little helmets, the knights have the horse, and you just need to remember to double check your queens and kings. But as this is a deck where the kings are all shown as men and the queens are all shown as women, if you do forget, it's fairly easy to remind yourself. This is great for people who like kind of spookier or Halloween related decks. It is one of my most used during Halloween season without being scary. So it's great for people who like to have a little bit of spookiness, a little touch of the occult without any sort of macabre or gore to it. The Story of Raven is nice if you're still learning and you're learning about the Fool's Journey. So it is great for beginners. And because the illustrations have so much to them, it's great for intuitive readers as well. So really, beginner through advanced is great. It is closest to the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition. So if you come from another one, it's not hard, but it may take some adjusting. My family tradition is different, but I do also know the Rider-Waite. So while I don't do like my past life readings with this deck, I do a ton of readings with it. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's really a good addition for most people's collection. I think if you're looking to find your one and only deck, then it's really great if you are someone who reads exclusively or mostly Rider-Waite-Smith. But it is really a great addition to most collections. A quick note, something that I missed while doing the main video, so this is kind of an addendum. The cards are what I think of as the current standard size for tarot, and a nice sturdy but thin cardstock. So they are really easy to shuffle even with my little hands. They're a great size to take with you and to work with. So I do try to talk about the shuffling and cards in every video, but I have had a couple where I've had to go back and put them in as an addendum, but I wanted to make sure I had that in there. Thank you. While I shuffle to get our cards together for the week ahead reading, I am going to thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, turning on the notification buttons. Really, all of the interaction helps get these videos to the people who need them, and builds our community a little bit. If you like these videos and want to see them 2 days early, or you want bonus videos such as the original review of this deck, or things like discounts on readings and that sort of thing, please head over to the Patreon. If you would like your own individual reading, please head to the website to book, or you can send me an email. I update the available times regularly, but if you find that none of them fit, just send me an email and we will work something out. To see where I'm going to be, you can also head over to the website for that. To get 1-minute messages and other little readings, I have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for that sort of thing. But again, I really want to thank you for being here. This series is something that I've been dreaming of for a while, and so it's really cool to see that we're at almost a year of them. So for this week ahead, we're just going to take 3 cards. We have the Knight of Wands. See, he's got the little horsey. The 5 of Wands. And the 3 of Pentacles. So it looks like big changes somewhere like work or school, somewhere that involves skill and that you are looking forward to. This can be things like your dating life, but it would be a little bit of a different direction. This really is focused on something a little bit more practical. So while the Knight of Wands is a card of adventure, it is also a card of things like advocacy, always kind of going towards doing the right thing, but also the thing you are passionate about. So this is a call to really remind yourself what is important to you and head in that direction. And as we have that with the Five of Wands, which is a card of training, a card of leveling up your skills, a card of pushing yourself in the more practical and resourceful ways as we chase the things that you are passionate and feel very close to intensely. You have that idea of, if you are going to continue to do this and you are going to continue to work towards this, you need to build some skills. So this can be taking a couple of extra classes, getting people together to work on the things that you've already been working on. You can take skills. You can go on YouTube. There are plenty, depending on what you're doing, there are plenty of ways to get better. And it is saying that if you really want to go in this direction and you really want to start the adventure versus just staying on a slow, steady pace and letting life kind of push you in the right direction, you need to take action and start working on those skills, start building those. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. Now this is a card of teamwork. It can be a card of collaboration, but it also reminds you to make sure everyone is doing the work. So if you are getting together, training partners or people to discuss skill sets, to practice with, to study with, make sure it is not just you. You are not leading everything. You are not doing everything. You may learn more than everyone else, but the amount of time and effort you put in will keep you from being able to put that time and effort into other things. So just make sure that as you are moving forward, you have the right people with you. Ultimately, the spread is about finding the right people and the right ways to push yourself to go a little bit farther so that you are able to get where you want to be, but also to enjoy the adventure on the way. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week.